Hello, this is Kim with Standing on Solid Ground. I am the host of a spiritually motivated and inspirational podcast. And today, the question is, why do people believe that they're going to live forever on this earth? There's nowhere in the Bible that stated that we will live this life forever on this earth. If many people would take the time to ask simple questions like, why do people die? If we're planning or if God had intended on us to live on this earth forever, why are people dying? Why are diseases constantly taking over this world? If God intended for us to live on this earth forever, the questions are straightforward, but the answers are also very easy. We're not meant to live on this earth forever. God is planning on destroying this earth with fire. He also stated that there will be a new heaven and a new earth. All things will be passed away, and behold, all things will be new. There are so many people that love this life so much that they don't want to leave it. They want to have, they have the money, they have the prestige, they have the notoriety, they have all of these things, but they cannot pay to get out of death. They don't have enough money. They don't have enough prestige to keep themselves from seeing death. If that was the case, then so many rich people that have gone on from this life to the other life, they would have still been living here. All the money that we pay doctors and nurses and all the medicines that we can purchase does not guarantee life. Look at the many people who have been diagnosed with cancer. They've been diagnosed with diabetes and different things that, if not taken care of properly, their lives can end. My father never had the first chemotherapy because he was already stage 4 when he went into the hospital. Now, he'd been to the doctor several times. He was in the hospital. I know I have been with him or taken him to the hospital at least 5, 6 different hospitals, 5, 6 different occasions. He even went on his own on many, and no one could find anything. And I believe it was because of his age. I believe that was real intentional. They didn't want to find anything. They did not want to find the cause of why his stomach was giving him so many problems, because they were looking at him as a non-beneficial person anymore. They looked at him as being old. The problem was they didn't plan on him living an additional 10 years in spite of them not giving him the help that he needed. And he had good insurance. He had very good insurance. But they're looking at his age. They don't give everybody the same treatment. Now, if he were a multi-trillionaire walking with great prestige, they would have gave him the world because he had the money to pay it. There are differences with many different people. Sadly to say, I was told that I was faking before I finally had a neurosurgeon look at my x-rays or the MRIs that they put me through, and they found out that I had multiple sclerosis. From October of 2011 to January 2012, they kept telling me that I was faking. They kept telling me that it was in my head, that there's nothing wrong with me. But a neurosurgeon finally was able to tell me that I had a diagnosis, that it was multiple sclerosis. And in doing so, in that process, I felt relief, but I was upset all at the same time. I was relieved because I was not crazy. But I was upset because I had a disease that they call incurable. Any disease is curable in God's hands. So I'll never say it's not incurable. It's just that man can't cure it. Only God can. And that's the difference between the two. But if life was meant to live on this earth forever, why on earth would God allow this type of life for us to live? With illnesses and diseases, with robberies and murders, with all kind of criminal activities. Why would God want to leave us in a place like this? Wouldn't that be unjust? Wouldn't that be selfish? Here he lives in a place where there are many mansions. And Jesus even said, if it were not so, I would have told you. But he also said, I go and prepare a place for you. See, when Jesus said, I go and prepare a place for you, that is giving me the indication that this is not my permanent home. I have another place waiting for me. I sit back and I look at so many different ministries and how they are messing up, distorting, just misrepresenting the Word of God, and how they feel they have the attitude as though they're going to live forever. If God hasn't struck me down now, he's not going to do anything to me. Oh, but just wait. The reason why he hasn't chastised you yet is because you're not his own. If you were his, oh yes, he would have stopped you a long time ago. If you were his. But you are the devil's child. That's why he hasn't fooled with you. That's why he hasn't done anything to you. But that doesn't mean that he doesn't expose you. God will expose you. And he'll make a mockery out of it. He'll embarrass you within your own sin. There are too many people thinking that they got this licked. And they don't realize they don't have anything under control. That God is just sitting back waiting. He's waiting for that right moment. Because the time hasn't come yet. But when it does, it's going to hit, and it's going to hit like a ton of bricks. When are we going to wake up and smell the coffee? The tulips, the roses, something. When are we going to see things for truth and not the lies for truth? Everybody that's walking around here thinking that they have all this fame and fortune and have all this prestige and think that they're just absolutely God sent people, God is going to expose them. And God is not going to be nice. The reasons why He does not take them out now is because He's trying to give them the opportunity to get their life together. That's why. We don't realize how merciful God really is. We don't realize how gracious and how loving He is. We have not a clue. If we did, many of those people that are up there telling all these false doctrines would get their act together. But the money is too good. They're weighing their options. It's either money tree or the eternal tree. And the problem is they're taken from the money tree. Many will say, well, if you have to constantly pray and ask God for help, wouldn't you want to take from the money tree? No, I'd rather just continue to pray and ask God for help. Because at least I have a connection with God. I don't want God to ever tell me, I knew you not. But that's what He's going to say to so many people. Go from me, for I know you not. How many doors, how many people are going to try to enter into heaven and God is going to close the door in their face and tell them, I know you not. I don't know you. Who are you? God is going to close many doors, or a door to many people in so many ways, because they're thinking they're doing such a wonderful job, and they don't realize that all they doing, the more lies they tell, the shorter their lifespan is going to be on this earth. God cannot stand sin. And one day, when He say, okay, your soul is required of you today, there's nothing that anybody can do. Nothing. There's not anything that people can do to make God change His judgment. Not one thing. So when you are sitting here thinking that your life is an oyster, and you have the pearl, that you are a pearl, and that you have everything under control, just when you think that life can't touch you, it's going to reach out and it's going to snatch it from you. Just beware. That day is coming. And you won't know what hit you. And God don't care how old or how young you are, because He's tired of our foolishness. He's tired of us thinking that this is it. We got to live it up. We got to live it up to the fullest. No. This is not it. This is a stepping stone to what the rest of eternity is going to be. This is Kim with Standing on Solid Ground. You have yourself a wonderful and blessed day.